since I found out I could talk to my grandpa in the afterlife through a psychic medium, I realized he has so many nuggets of wisdom to share with me, which I hope to share with you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe down below. If you have any questions for Grandpa Luan, comment below and they might be featured in our next video. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Hello.
Okay, hi.
How you doing?
Good. Yay, our first episode.
Woo-hoo.
So, is my grandpa there? Was he able to come through?
I felt the tingle. I think he is in.
Okay, so we're going to start off this series for all you guys watching, just asking about questions about life and everything. So if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to ask him again, like in my intro video, comment down below. So so today I'm going to ask about like the afterlife, his not near-death experience, but how he was before he died, and the afterlife and his reflections on Earth. So I'm just going to go run through it then. So
Cool.
Grandpa, what thoughts ran through your mind as you laid in bed before you died?
Yeah, he's showing me he went to like a deep state of analysis and thought. He started to kind of like flash back to key moments in his life, and he's really just kind of replaying them and kind of feeling them and kind of assessing like the kind of life he had, almost like he was doing a life review, like before, you know how when you pass away you go up and you do your life review. He was almost kind of doing a pre-life review. He showed me he was kind of solemn and just kind of like really just in a deep state of like concentration, assessing those things, reflecting, wishing he did certain things a little differently, but he was very much like an analytical. It was a very powerful time for him just to kind of be able to focus like that on those events and see how he really felt about it. And also like thinking about what he was going to leave behind. He was thinking about his legacy. Was he happy with the legacy he was leaving behind? Some things he wished he did differently. But overall, I think he was at peace. He's showing me because he's a very advanced soul. He very much like understood that the decisions he made in his life were his own, and that he didn't blame other people for his mistakes or things that he did. He really just owned them. He was very like stoic like that, and
No regrets.
No regrets. I mean, he wishes I guess they're a type of regret, yes, like kind of maybe some sadness in some areas, wishing certain things were different, but also knowing that that was just what it was, and that he tried to live the most honorable life he could, and he does feel he led a pretty honorable life. Wasn't perfect, but really was at peace with himself. He wasn't like, oh no, I'm gonna die, I left all this stuff behind. Like he was really just like, I'm at peace, I lived life, and I'm ready to go.
Okay. What's it like to cross over to the afterlife? Do you see a white light, like what some people say when they had a near-death experience? Do you float? Does your, body float? And what emotions do you feel? Like at peace, happiness, glee?
So it's a customized experience for everyone. He's like giving me so many tingles, by the way. He's just been like pulsating like tingles all throughout my shoulders and back, which feels kind of nice considering my shoulder's injured right now. And he said it's a customized experience for everyone depending on your deepest state of comfort, like what will deliver you your deepest state of comfort. So intuitively and subconsciously, what would be the deepest state of comfort for you. So it could be a person or people. It could be a scene from your childhood that manifests. He kind of shows it like could be like kind of fading in from a light or a darkness and fading into a scene. Could be being greeted by even pets, guides, angels, if you're open to that. Could be a religious figure could come and greet you. Some people do see religious figures that they admired and followed during life. It's completely customized, and there's no ego thing. Like you're not good enough to see a Jesus. Like it doesn't matter. Like if that's what you want to see, they'll be there for you. And
Okay.
so it's completely custom. Some people, it's very minimalist and simple. It's just white tunnel of light, white room, very briefly, and they transition kind of a version that almost seems like our world, but like you know, one that's much more magical and you know,
Yeah.
crazy. It's
I want mine to be like a party when I walk into with all these people and all these pets and doggies. That's my
that's
vision.
what you get. That's what you expect. When you're on your deathbed, you're like,
Woo!
this party better be good.
Yeah.
Then
My
you'll,
afterlife party.
yeah.
No, okay.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Um, in the afterlife, what does it feel like? Do you like physically the physical sensation? Do you lose your arms and legs and you're just like, oh no? What?
He's giving it to me right now. It's this incredible euphoria, and I'm almost like trying not to cry because
Oh.
it's like this overwhelming feeling of like vibration, and like your pain is gone. Anything that was ailing you is gone. All the negative emotions are gone, and all you feel is the light and love of God. It's this intense like oneness, and my whole body is literally vibrating right now. Like even my hands, like everything is just like illuminating. It feels like, and I am trying not to cry, like because it's just an unintentional response to that level of love and light that comes into you. Even if you were a shit person, like you're gonna feel that oneness and light, and it may take a little longer for you to accept that oneness and light. If you don't feel you deserve it, like you may kind of manifest kind of a certain period of that you need like, that you need to feel like you're ready for that feeling of oneness and light.
Mhm.
But it is incredible. It just sucks you in. It's like this feeling of just being sucked into this greater like warmth and beautiful power. But like it's crazy. It feels completely natural. It's like you can't even help it. You just get like sucked into it. And then
What
suddenly
about
you feel surrounded, and you just feel surrounded by harmony and peace.
physically? Like I physically as in like um so it feels well, I guess like you're explaining emotion like physically like that sensation, but do you just feel light, like your arms and light, when you're in a pool and you
Yeah.
just feel weightless? Is that kind of like how it feels?
Similar, but imagine like this intense like vibrational feeling like every it's now this if you had cells, because it's not cells anymore, you're light basically
Mm.
once you get out of your body. But if it's like an etheric body just vibrating, like imagine every cell in your body vibrating really fast with this like intense like light and this feeling of euphoria where like it washes away in like almost like a blast, like it just blasts away all of the kind of earthly emotions that were dragging you down, or any kind of physical thing that was dragging you down. And it feels like you're kind of getting sucked, like almost like a someone imagine like a someone like puts a hook in your chest and just like pulls you really fast. And
Mm-hmm.
it's this feeling of a forward momentum very quickly, and then you're there. It's just this very quick moment of forward momentum, and then you're just there. You just exist there. There's not like a huge journey. It's just instantaneous, but there's a brief moment
Wow.
of feeling pulled. Like the velocity is so fast that like you don't even realize you're getting pulled out of your body. It's yeah, it's pretty cool.
So what does the afterlife look like up there? Like, do things glow? Are things like bioluminescent, or is it just everyone's in white robes?
Everything you could think of is there. And also that will your experience of heaven will be customized to you and other and other spirits who share similar views of what heaven is like. You can share and co-create. So um, if you want to retire spiritually in like a village of like Chinese fishermen, you can manifest that, and other souls that wanted something similar will manifest that kind of community, and you can co-create the environment and create trees and lakes and ponds. But there is this amazing element of magic there, where there's colors you can't imagine, there's sensations you can't imagine, and just this sense of oneness and instantaneousness of transportation, of cognition, which I'm using the word cognition because that's what we understand here in the physical body.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by cognition is just an immediate knowing, like and processing of the most complex concepts you could possibly imagine. Like it's no problem. Like if you want to know something, you just know it. Or you can speak with other souls and learn and kind of explore these things and kind of project your consciousness into different energies and experience those things to learn, and you can visit the Akashic records, which will shape itself into whatever you want it to be, a library, it could be a secret vault and underground. It could be everything up there shapes itself to what is your idea of how you want to exist. And it's not just one level, by the way. There's not just like one dimension of what we would consider heaven or the beyond. Like it's multidimensional. And there's different areas and different levels of access to that experience. So, but yes, any like crazy creatures you've never seen, because we are it's not just that humans get to go to heaven, there's you can interact with beings of other origins that are not of human incarnation. So rad.
Wow, sounds pretty awesome. Grandpa, what do you miss the most about being on Earth?
So sweet. He was showing like him like holding someone's hand, like touching, connecting with someone, like being able to hold their hand or like put his hand on someone, or I think he misses that physical connection of like people he loves and cares about, being able to hug them, being able to hold their hand or to like comfort them in the physical way. That was the very first thing he showed me. But also it's mostly just the physical aspect of that, because he feels he can bring information in from this higher place now. But it's always much more difficult to do in this experience as a human incarnated right now, because you have to deal with all these denser vibrations, and it can skew like a very well-intentioned energy, easily. Like, for example, like him being a palm reader and wishing he maybe read things a little differently because some of his fear would get in the way sometimes, right? Like, but now he can see like so many potentials that he could give a message that isn't skewed by all that. So he enjoys that, but he does miss that connection with people physically, being able to sit across from someone and understand what they're going through and being there.
And then when you're up there in the afterlife, Grandpa, do you see when other spirits when they've decided like, hey, I'm going to fly down to another body, into another life, right? Do you see them like flying on down, like a bunch of spirits just flying down back to Earth, or just kind of like dissipate? And then you're like, oh, they're on their next journey.
Yeah, it's more of a dissipation. And it's like an intention, because everything's so instantaneous, where it's like, okay, I'm ready. Bam.
Wow. Okay. And when do people's souls stop reincarnating? So like, like after I die, maybe I decide to go to live in another person's life. But can I stop that? Or is it, we all kind of have missions to fly back down to Earth to keep reincarnating to impact other people?
So we always have free will, even in spirit form, like pure energy form, without a body. We still have free will, and we, believe it or not, we choose to go reincarnate over and over and over. Like you can take breaks for long periods of time where you don't, but the thing is that you do develop karma after each life. And sometimes,
so it does exist. Karma does exist.
It does, but not in the way that people think of it. It's not like just bad. People associate it with like, it's gonna get you, karma's gonna get you. Like it's not. Yes, okay. Like nothing's gonna get you. You've made an agreement to experience something because to create a balance. So like, let's say you were oppressing someone in a life, right? Then when you both die, you go back up in spirit form, and then you're like, okay, hey, how about this time, so that we can balance out the experience? I'm going to be the oppressor this time, and you're going to be the victim. And then they come back in and play that role, come back out, and it helps them work out that karma, because it balances it. Everything's in a state of balance. Like the universe and the God is source has created a self-balancing system. Everything self-balances. Your body self-balances, your emotions self-balance, like everything auto balances in one way or another. And sometimes it takes an extreme action to rebalance back to something else. So it's all just constantly balancing. So inevitably in the human form and any other type of physical life form, karma happens as a result of actions. And because it's a self-leveling system, if you've gone one way, you'll need to experience the other way. And that's part of kind of creating a full circle of experience that source experiences, kind of learning how you work through those opposite ends of things and everything in between. So the karma is there for our soul to understand the fullest level of potentials, and that in turn helps source learn, right? What we consider God, source, the source energy that we're all part of, that we all are. And so then it's kind of, I know it may sound kind of weird to some, but it's really a matter of leveling out experience by incarnation to incarnation, leveling out the energy. And so eventually you might clear all your karma and achieve the highest level of consciousness you can achieve, and then you can become like an ascended master, or you can take other positions in the the energetic, other higher dimensional realms, but it's not like a status thing. It's just a natural progression of the soul. Souls have been around a long time, and they've had a lot of opportunities to work out various types of karmas and counterbalancing. So, yeah.
Cool. And I guess in our next episode, we're going to just wrap this one up. But our next episode, we're going to talk more about humanity, the state of humanity, and also do these things, all these bad things we see on the news or anything, are they all happening really for a reason? So thanks so much, guys, for watching. And see you guys soon.
Bye.